Absolutely no Chinese investments in Greenland. When I served as Prime Minister, I served Prime Minister twice. We had an abandoned American military installation years ago. There was a global tender. I personally intervened in this in order to avoid, any Chinese footprint. So there's absolutely no Chinese footprint in Greenland. We haven't received any military request from US about stepping up in Greenland for the last 20 years. And we have this framework from 51. We have a defense agreement. We all belong to NATO.
I'm sure the Danish and Greenlandic people are mostly on the same side, but it is nerve-wracking that the Americans aren't changing their mind, because Greenland is a part of Denmark and therefore a part of NATO. So it is comforting to know that the Nordic countries are sending reinforcement to us.
Trump is unpredictable, so we actually don't know what he will gonna do. After the Venezuela, what happened in Venezuela, I think people got really scared.
No,
I
not
think
selling anything. No,
because I think that it isn't really about compromising for them. So I don't think that we should and Greenland should compromise with that, because it's not something that is necessary for the United States.
That will happen. If something like that does happen, I think it'll complicate relationships between the world. It's immoral, unethical, and not what anyone wants, I'm sure.
Emphasize that, of course, everybody has to respect the UN Charter and the territorial integrity of the Kingdom of Denmark. Having said that, we know that we are in a different geopolitical situation in comparison with 10 years ago, when everybody believed that the Arctic should be low tension area and everybody took the peace dividend. Things have changed. But we are also ready to step up. We have done that. We have invested almost $15 billion last year and the year before in capabilities in Greenland, and we are ready to do more. It should be done respectfully in a close cooperation with the Kingdom of Denmark and US and in the framework of NATO. So thank you very much.
I think one of the most important things to come out of this is that this entire discussion is based upon a false premise. And that is that somehow America has to control Greenland in order to develop national security assets to protect our security interests in the Arctic, which are real. We've had a base in Greenland for 75 years. We have a treaty with Denmark and Greenland for national security assets. And one of the things we learned in the meeting is that the Danes and the Greenlanders are very open to additional national security assets in Greenland in order to meet whatever risks there are. So the idea that we have to own the country in order to protect our national security is just nonsense.
This is legislation that effectively acknowledges and underscores the role that we play as a NATO nation, working with our NATO allies, that we do not move against a NATO ally, and that no funds shall be expended to do so. So this is is a message that I think is very clear and very strong, and quite honestly, one that I never thought I would have to author and introduce in the United States Congress.
What is your sense of the support for that? Do you think that you can actually get that on the floor? Do you think it can move? Have you heard anything about that potentially?
I hope it's ultimately not necessary, but we are operating in times where we're having conversations about things that we never thought even possible. To use the word, the name Greenland in the context of a war powers resolution, to me is absolutely stunning.